Hi again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video in The Sims 4. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. We're doing a double upload this weekend. Don't ask me why. I woke up this morning and I was feeling so inspired to do put my teeth back in. I was feeling really inspired to do an autumnal build. So we are building in Copperdale again. Sorry, I'm kind of obsessed with this world. I wanted to see what it looked like in autumn. With it being still very warm and muggy in the UK, I'm definitely trying to get my autumn hat on. Autumn and winter are my jam. Summer is not it. I don't like summer. With me being ginger and burning so easily, I'm like, summer can just go away as far as I'm concerned. So I'm trying to speed up the autumnal process. And I'm thinking if I put this out into the universe, then maybe autumn will start a bit faster. As far as I'm concerned, autumn starts at the start of October. Not start of October, at the start of September. I know officially autumn starts at the end of October. I'll get there eventually, don't you worry. I'll get there eventually. But in my head, I think the start of September is officially the start of autumn, which means I can start burning my autumn candles, I can put out my autumn decorations in my house, and I can start doing autumnal builds on the channel. So I'm very excited. So we are jumping the gun just a little bit, but bear with me because it's worth it. I love this house so much. I had so much fun doing this today. I could not wait until next week to be able to share this with you all, which is why we're doing a double upload this weekend. I will still be posting something next weekend, don't you worry, but this weekend is a double feature, I suppose you could call it, which is very unusual for me, but I was feeling super inspired, so I thought why not roll with it. So this is the 20 by 15 lot in Copperdale. I believe I bulldozed a starter house to be able to build this one. This is not a starter house. I would just like to point out, this is not a starter house. I did not pack restrict. I did not restrict myself with budget or anything like that. I just went to town and I thought, how can I make something that's subtly autumnal with a little bit Halloweeny, you know? So this is what I ended up coming up with. So I really hope you enjoy it. I very much enjoyed the process. I love how this looks, the exterior, the living room in particular. If you are following me on Twitter, I will put my handle on the screen for you now. If you're not, follow me because I post so many behind the scenes screenshots. I post some stuff on my community tab on YouTube as well, but my Twitter is just inundated with behind the scenes stuff, and I posted a work in progress shot of this house whilst I was building it today, and I'm in love with the living room. I can just imagine cozying up with a hot chocolate or a glass of wine depending on what time of day it is. For me, any time of day is glass of wine time, but snuggling up on the sofa with a blanket and watching Hocus Pocus or Friday the 13th or something like that. Or maybe Sabrina the Teenage Witch for those 90s babies out there. I still love Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It blasts me back to my childhood. So nostalgic for me. I love it so much. I try and watch it around Halloween time, but I'm trying to figure out where I can watch that online because it's not something that's freely available in the UK to watch on TV. It's not something that's really shared on TV. I suppose I could check out the kids program. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, I can just imagine myself being in this house and just immersing myself in the autumnal vibes. So I hope you and your Sims really enjoy this. If you are looking to get a jump start on autumn and you're looking for somewhere for your Sims to live, then this is the perfect place. It's 2 bedrooms and 3... I call it 3 bathrooms. Technically it's 2 full bathrooms and then a toilet on the ground floor, just to try and balance it out a little bit. But it's not a particularly large house. I think I knew going into this that I wanted to put out another build today, and I didn't want to do something huge because I've just released a bubble tea and thrift shop build. I'll pop that in the right hand corner for you now if you want to check that out. I'll pop a card up there for you. But I've just done that, and then I was feeling super inspired to do an autumnal build. I was kind of feeling like I wanted to do something a little bit smaller than my usual stuff. So it's 2 bedrooms and 2 full bathrooms and a toilet, and that's what I'm gonna class it as. But it's listed on the gallery as being 3 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. I'll get there eventually, don't worry. It's okay. I feel like my head's a little bit all over the shop because it's Sunday and I'm going back to work tomorrow. Like, nobody wants to go back to work on a Monday. I hate Mondays so much. I can't even tell you. And then I also feel like, does anyone else feel like Sundays, if you're back in the office on Monday, like your Sundays kind of spent half thinking about going back to work on the Monday, and so it's kind of tainted? Does anyone else feel that, or is it just me? I need a working from home job. I feel, because I just love being in my house, and I also enjoy working hard, but I really need a working from home job because I just love being here. And my husband works from home and I resent him so much for that. So much. Not that he will ever listen to this, but I resent you so much working from home. I resent people who work from home so much because, like, you are so lucky. I have to go into the office Monday to Friday and it's just not the vibe. It's not for me. I've done enough of this. I'm like coming up to 32 years old and I'm just a bit like, I'm kind of over it now. I feel like I need to start slowing down. I'm ready for retirement, let's be honest. I joke. Anyway, doesn't matter. We are here to talk about The Sims. So, as you can see, the exterior is taking shape very nicely. I used a really beautiful dark green. I want to say it's from Seasons, but I'm not entirely sure. Like the green sort of paneling woodwork on the exterior, I want to say it's from Seasons. I'm sure someone will correct me, but I think it's from Seasons. But I'm just landscaping out the build, and the roofing ended up looking a little bit weird on this bay window here, so I tried to hide the bit that kind of sticks out with a tree, because, fun fact, if something looks a little bit untoward with a build, you can hide it with a tree. It's genius because no one would ever really know unless they move the trees. I think landscaping totally makes a build, and in this case, I was trying to hide my not my mistake. I definitely wanted the roof to be there, but not like sticking out as much as it is. So I tried to hide it with a tree. Can you tell? Obviously now you can because I've told you, but look, I hid it with a tree. That's so clever. If you're ever in doubt, just put a tree there and hope for the best. I also added some pumpkins. To the exterior of the build because, let's face it, it's autumnal, it's Halloweeny, and I didn't want it to be spooky. I just wanted it to be autumnal. And I think we achieved that with this. I didn't go overboard with anything, but I definitely wanted to make it really cozy and just ready for autumn, because I want my house to look like this in the next couple of weeks, because it's the 21st of August when I'm recording this. Like, that seems crazy to me because it feels like it was just yesterday that I moved house. About a year ago, my husband and I bought a house, and I remember just before we moved, I put up on the channel like an autumnal cottage in Henford-on-Bagley, and that seems like so long ago, but it was just a year ago. And now I'm doing the same thing again, where I'm like jumping the gun a little bit with the autumnal builds, but you can expect so many more of these on the channel because autumn is my absolute vibe, if you haven't guessed that already. I love autumn, I love winter, and this is a really exciting time for me to be able to share my autumnal and winter builds. I have so many ideas and I cannot wait to share them all with you. But while I've been going on a little bit of a ramble, we've already started on the interior. Are we surprised? Not at all. So this is the living room, my favourite room in the entire house. I'm so excited to be able to share this with you. I went for these, I would call them love seats because they're not full sofas, from the Seasons pack in this lovely dark brown wood and beige swatch. I think they look fantastic, and I was just totally feeling the autumnal vibes with this, and I went to town without going overboard with it, you know? So like, if you moved a family in here and you weren't feeling the autumnal vibes, like, I haven't gone overboard with anything, so it'd just be a case of removing a couple of pumpkins and things like that from the house, from the exterior and the interior. There's nothing too crazy going on in here. I just kind of wanted the vibes to be very cozy. and I think we got there with it. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree. Are you ready for autumn? Do you prefer summer? What are your thoughts? I think you know what my thoughts are at this point, but what are your thoughts? I personally love autumn. I cannot wait as well, because at the end of September, Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out. I've planned an entire evening with my sister. She's going to come around to my house. We're going to watch the first Hocus Pocus, then the second one, which will be streaming live on Disney Plus. I'm so excited, and I'm going to just make it incredible. It's going to be like the best day ever. I'm so excited because this time of year is definitely where I'm happiest, and I'm not saying I'm miserable in summer, but right now it's 23 degrees centigrade in the UK, which doesn't sound very warm, but it's so muggy and so close. I'm sat in the office, I'm really warm. I've had to close the window because of like any outside noise for the voiceover and things like that, and I'm miserable. Okay, I'm getting to the end of summer and it's just miserable for me. So bring on autumn is what I say. I don't believe I've spent too much time actually talking about the build during this speed build. I hope you don't mind, but the living room's nearly done. I'm just adding some final touches here and there. As you can see, it's very warm and cozy, and it's just really nice. And then we move on to the kitchen. I do swap out the window for these 2 windows from the high school years pack, because I knew that I was going to put cabinets all along the back wall, and I didn't want that lovely arched window to go to waste. So that's why I changed it out, and I do end up using these base game counters. I believe the last time I used these was when I did a cottage build in Henford-on-Bagley, maybe about 2 months ago now, I want to say, and that's the last time I used these. But again, they're just really cozy and warm, and just I love them. I love them for this kind of build. They're not my go-to counter by any stretch of the imagination, but they are fantastic in a build such as this. And I do really like the kitchen, actually. Normally I favor... Right, okay, I'm going to start again. I do favor the living room over any room in this entire house. But the kitchen's a close second. It's a really, really close second, and I just love it so much. And I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here about, and it's a good rant, about the debug bouquets from the My Wedding Stories pack. I discovered them when the My Wedding Stories pack initially came out. However, I really discovered them in my bubble tea and thrift shop build, because I was using them a lot in there. And I seem to, it's like I unlocked a memory from when the pack came out, right? And I went into debug while I was doing that build, and I was like, oh, we got all these bouquets. And I found, can you see this bouquet on the right here near the microwave and the candle? Oh my gosh, like how nice is that? How have I not used that before now? And I feel like I'm now going to be using them a lot in my builds, because I'm very much a person who loves to... You already know this. I love to add plants and flowers to my builds, because my house in real life has a lot of them. They're all fake, apart from one. And we all know his name's Mayor McCheese, and he's a cheese plant that's in my hallway. Why am I going on about this? It's hilarious. And I just feel the need to add plants to my Sims houses, just for a bit of colour, a bit of life, bit of something different. And I don't know whether I probably go too overboard with it. I don't know. No one's ever really told me, so I just kind of go off on my own and do my own thing. So anyway, I'm just going to put it bluntly. I love the bouquets in the debug menu from the My Wedding Stories pack. That's it. I'm going to end the conversation there. But I've already moved on to the dining portion of this kitchen. Now, there is a little island here with a couple of bar stools, but with it being 2 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, I had it in my head that a family of 3 lived in this house, so it was important for me to also include a dining room table. I did play test this. I had no issues at all. I hope that it's the same for you all, but if there are any issues, then my suggestion would be to pull out the right hand side wall, just one square, and then do the same thing with the roof. I don't think you'll need to at all. I'm just saying if there are any issues, then that's definitely going to be the problem. But I'm just trying to keep this really cozy autumnal vibe throughout the entire build, and the dining room is absolutely no exception for that. And I really like this space. Initially, I was really scared because it looked kind of narrow and it was kind of off to the right of the kitchen, and it didn't really make a lot of sense. But the house isn't very big, as I mentioned at the start, and I didn't really want to include any bedrooms on the ground floor. And I will talk a little bit more about that when we get onto the downstairs study, which I don't think I've mentioned. There is a downstairs study in this house. If you want to change that into another bedroom, please feel free, and you can very quickly turn this into a 3-bedroom house. I just feel like I've been doing a lot of them recently. I haven't really done a 2-bedroom house in a long time, so I kind of thought it's a bit overdue, and I was really excited to be able to offer this. But this is a really awkward sort of hallway space between the living room and the kitchen, and it's essentially just like a chair and a couple of decorative pieces because I didn't really know what else to do. I'm going to be completely honest. And this chair from the Paranormal Stuff pack, I thought worked really, really well with this build in this lovely sort of dark plum colour. I thought that was really nice. But there's not much going on here, to be completely honest. I think it's just probably a space where your Sims can kind of chill out, read a book, and that's pretty much it. There's not much going on. But this is the study. So this is the downstairs study that I was referring to just a moment ago. And again, if you want to turn this into a bedroom, then you absolutely can. It could be a guest room, it could be a kids room or a teen room or something like that, like whatever you want to do with it. But I decided to turn it into a downstairs study because it seems like it's been a while since I've done that. I'm sure someone will correct me because it's probably not been that long, but there's not too much going on in here, to be completely honest, because it's not a very big space. So I just utilized the space as best as I could. And then I was looking through the decorative items, and then I realized that there were these really cute bread bins and like coffee tins from one of the kits. I think it's from the Country Living kit. And so I added them in the kitchen just because they were really rustic looking and they kind of fit in with the vibe of the house. But now we have moved on to the upstairs. The floor plan came very easily to me because obviously with it, there's just 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms up here. So there's a main bathroom, there's a teen room, there's a master bedroom, and then the ensuite as well. And I don't know, it's I was hoping to fit 3 bedrooms up here. And maybe I could if I'd have done a different floor plan, but I didn't, and that's okay because sometimes it's okay to do smaller houses, and sometimes I have to realize that you guys have a lot of different family dynamics going on, and I'm just trying to cover all bases. But mainly I'm here for the autumnal vibes of this house because it's making me want to snuggle up with a hot chocolate in 23-degree weather. Which is just ridiculous. But yeah, this is the teen room. I envision a teenage girl in here, and there's not a lot of room, but I fit a lot of stuff in here considering the size of the room. Fully play tested, so the bed is completely usable, and you will realize why I say that in just a moment when I add a bookshelf onto the wall to the right hand side of the bed. You're probably thinking, there's no way, like what are you doing? My Sim can't get in that bed. Oh, they can, trust me. That was the first room that I play tested because I thought, well, if that's the case, then it's going to look really bare. So I'm actually really glad that I included the bookshelf because it'd look really, really silly and really just plainly decorated if I hadn't have included that. And then I just try and fit as many things as I possibly can in here. And the family that lives here, they're not particularly rich. They're not like money oriented Sims or anything like that, but they love each other's company and they love autumn, and they just totally vibe with the season, and that's sort of what I was trying to replicate with the house. So this room is very almost done. I'm just adding some finishing touches here and some rugs from the high school years pack because I love some of the decor items that we get with this pack. They're absolutely fantastic, especially if you're doing teen rooms. Like, it's fab. I absolutely love it. And this is the master bedroom. Now, this is a really nice size, but there's not too much going on in here. I was very aware that I didn't want to sort of over clutter it or anything like that. So yeah, it's a really nice size, but not overly cluttered, as I was saying. And I do offset the bed just a little bit to open up the area for the window on the right hand side there, because I thought I didn't want anything sort of covering that. And I used a combination of curtains from Seasons and also from Base Game as well, which I thought worked really, really well. They do have a television on the dresser here because I don't know, I kind of like adding TVs to my bedrooms where I can. The teen unfortunately does not have a television in their room, but they can go downstairs and watch TV if they would like. It's really weird because I've been doing like teen rooms for the past couple of weeks, and I've done these massive rooms with like gaming setups and TVs and lounge areas, and then this one is definitely one of the smaller ones, but it was really nice to see how the items can integrate themselves into a smaller space, so that was really interesting. And I do add a fireplace in here as well because there are 2 chimneys on the roof, so I was thinking, okay, well, 1 chimney's for the living room, 1 chimney's for the bedroom. It doesn't really matter, it's not that deep, but I just thought I would mention it. And then we move on to decorating the hallway, the main bathroom, and then the ensuite as well, because I didn't include any footage from the downstairs bathroom because it was just literally a toilet and a sink in a tiny room, and I didn't think anyone would really want to watch me decorate that because it just seemed a bit silly. But this is the main bathroom. This is primarily the bathroom that the teen would use. I can't imagine, unless they have guests around, that anyone else would really use this, but I'll start wrapping up here because we're almost at the end of the video. So you can get this house from the gallery right now. My origin ID, of course, is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box below. You can get them for free from SimFileShare. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I really hope you enjoyed our first autumnal build of the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. You all take care, and I will see you next time I post a video. Bye! Bye.